The last presentation for this chapter. Let's take a look at George Washington and his precedents. So the President of Precedents. Boom. Hopefully you got that joke. Take some notes on this. There's only 4 slides. I just want you to take down basically the title and listen to what I'm telling you about it so you can understand the importance of each precedent, because again, that information will be on your quiz, which is Friday. All right, so take some notes on this and let's get started. Sorry about that. Sorry. Pause one moment. Here we go. All right, so first precedent that George Washington set is that he established a presidential cabinet. He was the first to do it. It's not mandatory for presidents to set up a cabinet or group of advisors. He does this by hiring Thomas Jefferson, Alexander Hamilton, Henry Knox, and Edmund Randolph as the first 4 cabinet members. As of today, it has grown to 15 departments. So George Washington started with 4, and now we have a total of 15. So that's the first precedent set by George Washington. The second precedent set by George Washington was the policy of neutrality pertaining to foreign wars. Realizing the debt we were in, he decided to avoid foreign entanglements, specifically, as we discussed in class, with France, and remaining neutral. He gave a declaration of neutrality in 1793. And this lasted until the beginning of World War I, so about 121 years. World War I begins in 1914. We remained neutral and uninvolved with any foreign conflict from 1793 through 1914. So that policy of neutrality was another precedent set by George Washington. Next, he served only 2 terms. There was no amendment in the Constitution or within Article 2 dealing with the executive branch that stipulated any number of terms that a president could serve. George Washington chose to serve 2. He didn't want to become a monarch. He felt that it should be somebody else's turn to lead the country, and he was tired. He wanted to retire to his home in Mount Vernon, so he only served 2 terms and gave his farewell address as we went over in class today. This pattern or precedent was followed up until Franklin Delano Roosevelt took office in 1933. FDR served for 4 terms. He served from 1933 to 1945. And once FDR passed away in office, the country passed the 22nd Amendment, which limited the executive term to 2 terms or 8 years total. So that was the next precedent set by George Washington. And lastly, George Washington was the first president to take the oath of office with his hand on a Bible. It's not stipulated in the Constitution. It still isn't today. It's just something George Washington felt that he wanted to do. And up to this day, presidents still do it. Even Barack Obama took the oath of office on Abraham Lincoln's Bible. So it's not something that's stipulated or written in the Constitution. It's just something that presidents feel like they should do just because it's a tradition. All right, so those are the 4 precedents I want you to have down in your notes. Those precedents will be on the quiz on Friday, so please make sure that you have these in your notes, and then we'll talk about it in class tomorrow. If you have any questions, please email me. Other than that, see you guys tomorrow.